All right, shalom. First and foremost, as always, we'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. We'll give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and a sincere shalom to the elect out there teaching this truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, and this is a embarrassing video that I have pulled up, and I have another video of Isupk doing this boot camp shit, right? Because I ended up seeing a video from one of the Isupk camps on my TikTok feed, and they're doing that military boot camp nonsense. And then I shared the video, and a whole bunch of other camps started popping up. And I went to their TikTok channels, and they're really not even preaching the word, man. Most of their videos on their TikTok channels are this bullshit. Okay? Looking like militant Israelites. Okay? Looking like militant Israelites, man. And that's completely against the scriptures. And this one particular video that I have pulled up right now that we're about to watch is absolutely embarrassing. Okay? It's embarrassing. It's quite comical. And I might play this a couple times, but in fact, let's just play it.
Jumper jack, jumper jack. Attack.
There's spraying peppers that looks like a pepper spray in this guy's fucking eyes and making him do fucking jumping jacks. Like, what is the point of this?
Jumper jack, jumper jack. Attack, attack, strike the miss. Attack. There you go. Open your eyes. You gotta open your eyes, brother. There you go. There you go. Strike the miss. There you go. Body shot, body shot, body shot, body shot, body shot. Hook. There you go.
Water here, water here, water here, water here. Open your eyes, bro. I can't breathe. Look to the right. Hold on, you know.
You relax. Focus now, just relax. You relax. Relax your breathing. Focus on your mind. Relax.
Open your eyes a little bit so the water can get in.
What does this have to do with being an Israelite, man? what does this have to do with anything? Okay? You're sitting there putting this on your TikTok page trying to entice people to join your little group there. Okay? Look at this. All those guys are dressed in black too. Because they're void of understanding, man. Let me play this again. Goofy ass shit, man. This is why we don't uh uh this is why we don't link up with other camps, man, because you guys are acting fucking foolish with this cringe-worthy bullshit.
Go loud.
Jumper jack, jumper jack.
Open your eyes up.
Attack, attack, strike the miss.
That fat fucking dude, man.
Open your eyes. You gotta open your eyes, brother. There you go. There you go. Strike the miss. There you go.
You need to go on a calorie deficit and reduce your carbohydrates, man. We're talking about things on a physical level that will help you.
Body shot, body shot, body shot, body shot, body shot. Hook. There you go.
Water here.
Was that? No, it's not him.
Water here, water here, water here.
They're too busy filming, and then this brother's almost going fucking blind.
I can't breathe. Look to the right. Hold on, your nose out your mouth.
You relax. Focus now, just relax. You relax. Relax your breathing. Focus on your mind. Relax.
You're doing anything but focusing on your mind. Okay, you guys ain't using your mind. You ain't using your fucking brains.
Open your eyes a little bit so the water can get in there. Chill, I can get your left eye. It's not really getting. Let me give you a hand. Let me see something. Do this, all right? I'll do that. Come. You relax. Slow your breathing down. Close your mouth. Breathe out your nose. That's it. Breathe out your nose. In your nose and out your mouth. It's just focus. Just focus. Let him stand.
Look at this. He still wants more, man. What if one of them dudes goes what if one of them brothers goes blind, then they can't read their Bible no more, man. They're gonna have to get one of them braille Bibles or whatever they're called. Ridiculous, man. When did the Lord ever say when did the Lord ever have his men do stupid shit like this?
Your nose and out your mouth. Just gathering yourself together. It's mental. Right in his eyes.
Going live. Going live. Let me know when it's done. Let me know when it's done. Going live. Going live. Instructors, listen up. I need him. Go here. Him. Over there. Over there.
Controlling yourself. Controlling yourself. Breathing. Controlling your breathing is controlling your body. In your nose, out your mouth. In your nose, out your mouth.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Watch this one.
Get it, get it, get it. Let's go. Get over here. Drop. Face this way. Face this way. Face this way. This way. Face this way. There you go. Good. 100 push-ups. Let's go. Where you at? Good work. Good work. Where you at? I want to hear y'all.
That's not good work. Those ain't even real push-ups, man. You see them guys?
Face this way. This way. Face this way. There you go. Good. 100 push-ups. Let's go. Where you at? Good work. Good work. Where
Look
you
at
at?
that.
I want to hear
They're just doing lockouts. They ain't even doing. Those are shitty looking push-ups, man.
y'all count, all right? Where you at?
All right, let's get some scriptures, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, man. Okay, we're not gonna beat this devil through his blessing. All you guys are doing is making the. In fact, give me 1 second. All you guys are doing is just embarrassing the ministry and making us look militant, man. So that the accuser of our brethren can build up a case against us, man. All right? It says in Psalm 64, we're just going to go with the spirit pretty much on this, man. Psalm 64 and 1 to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. So we're supposed to be, we're supposed to be meek and humble, man, not acting like tough guy Israelites. Okay, we're in enemy territory and they're hunting us. Okay, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So we're supposed to want to be hidden from these devils, man, to not be on their radar. Okay, you guys are at war and you're just telling your enemy what you're doing, right? You're letting them know that you're letting him know that he should be targeting you. Okay? You're not being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. It shows no wisdom at all. Okay? You're basically telling your enemy, hey, come get me. Okay? Because if I see people doing push ups like that, okay? And these devil, in fact, let me jump down to 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for videos like that, where guys are acting stupid and acting carnal. Okay, thinking that you go beat him with his blessing. Okay, his blessing is the sword, man. He's got the weaponry. Okay, he could fly a bunch of drones over that little boot camp you got and take y'all out if he wanted to. But it's really up to the Lord, man. It's really up to the Lord. So you guys are on a real low level mentally, man, and spiritually. Okay? You don't understand the technology and the dominance that this devil really has. Okay? I mean, he could watch everything. He has all the weapons, he has all the money, he has all the technology. This is his kingdom. Okay, we're not starting no fucking rebellions here, man. Our rebellion comes in the form of us teaching his word and edifying the elect. There's nothing edifying about that. Okay? Our apostles, they tell us to take care of our bodies, you know, and so on and so forth. Okay? That's all you really need to do. Now, if you want to train fighting, learn how to fight. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay? In fact, we're men. We should know how we should have knowledge of combat, man. Okay? But that stuff is just absolute bullshit, man. You're basically daring people to come mess with you, man. That's what the video said, right? We're ready for war. You ain't ready for no damn war, man. This is a spiritual war. Okay? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Actually, 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Okay? And you make the ministry look bad doing that nonsense. Look stupid. Right? Especially when you go to the actual TikTok page and there's more videos of that than it is of y'all actually teaching the word. That's how the elect is gathered, through the word, not through that nonsense. Okay? If you had any sense and you actually understood war, you never let your enemy know what you're doing. You know? I mean, just look at how China's playing the United States right now. Okay? They've been sitting there doing all this trade with them, right? setting this up and setting that up. But really, behind closed doors, they're planning to usurp America. Okay, doing all these military drills. Buying up plots of land near military bases and all kinds of farmland. You know, doing it more covertly. 2 Corinthians 10:3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Okay? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. So the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. They're spiritual weapons, right? That's what our weapons of warfare are. Teaching His word the proper way, the swinging the spiritual sword the right way, man. Okay, edifying the elect. Okay, growing in this truth, becoming better men of the Lord, and encouraging others to do the same. You know, that's what's gathering the elect is the word. Okay, it's the most important thing. And we need to get delivered out of here, man. You ain't gonna deliver yourself through beating up Edomites or whatever. Okay, casting down imaginations and everything that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Okay, so that's when everything is. That's when we're gonna get busy, man. When our strength is renewed. Okay, when we're given these new bodies. Okay. And get this in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm. What is the arm of the Lord's salvation? It's Yahweh Shai, okay? Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm. Okay, we're not trusting in man, we're not trusting in our own bodies and our own might. Okay? We trust in Yahweh and in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Okay? When you're doing these stupid boot camps and all that shit, you're making flesh your arm. Okay? The arm in fact, let me get it, and it's in Isaiah 59. Isaiah 59, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. Okay? So Lord could save us through this, man. He's gonna save us through this, man. All right, our salvation is not dependent upon our own might. You got brothers that are sickly. Okay, well, can they not be in Isupk because they can't do a bunch of push-ups? Okay, because they don't want to get sprayed with fucking pepper spray in the face and have somebody spray their eyes out. I mean, that's absolute bullshit, man. That's absolute bullshit, man. But that's what they try to appeal to. They try to appeal to uh the least common denominator. All right, street thug Israelites, man. Okay? Psalm 18:2. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. Because we need to be delivered at the end of the day, man. Okay? The hell with doing that war shit. Okay? The hell with all that nonsense, man. With that carnally minded bullshit. All right? We need deliverance. We need salvation. That's what we need. Okay? The Lord is going to rescue us from our enemies, man. My power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Okay? That's how we're going to get saved from our enemies. Not not getting down on our feet and hands and doing absolutely ridiculous looking push-ups, man. Man, my old gym teacher wouldn't have counted a single one of them push-ups. Elbows all flared out, doing little 2-inch lockouts. He wouldn't have counted none of them push-ups, man. All looking on the ground. He would have said, What are you looking for quarters or money on the ground? Ain't no quarters or money on the ground. Keep your head up." Right? The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. Right? We're not supposed to be proud, man. Okay? Because we always have to, I mean, yes, the Lord will protect us, but we always have to understand that we're still behind enemy lines. We can't just go acting foolish, you know? The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even unto his ears. Okay? So the whole point is that the Lord is going to save us from our enemies, man. You know? Let me get this in Matthew. Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, so that is how the elect is going to receive salvation, through them chariots, not through going some boot camp. And you guys were the camp that was going to the gun range and putting it out there for everybody to see. You know, that's not wise. That's not wise, man. You're making yourselves a target. You're putting a big bullseye on your backs when you do ridiculous things like that. That's not wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, we're not supposed to be militant in this truth. Okay, we're not supposed to be militant in this truth, man. You guys are going about this all wrong. Okay, all wrong, man. Because how did we come into this truth? We heard the word, just like the scriptures say that faith cometh by hearing. Okay, not through physical might, All right, not through going through military boot camps. We're a spiritual army, not a physical one. You know, just look at what happened with them. That what's that? NFAC, right? You had the Edomite militias that looked at a tape of them and said, "Oh, it'd take us 10, 15 minutes to take them guys out." Just like you guys, it would. Okay, but you know, what are you gonna do against them attack robots? What are you gonna do? You ain't got no air force or no navy. Okay, all it takes is something in the sky to drop something on you, and it's over. That's why we need the Lord to protect us in that time, man. The vengeance is of the Lord, man. Okay, it's the Lord that's gonna bring down this place by way of ICBMs, man. It's the Lord that's gonna bring this place down, man. When the scriptures say that Egypt is Aaron in every work thereof, it's because the Lord's putting His Spirit on this place to Aaron every work that it does, man. Okay, let me see here. Hey, to be carnally minded is death, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. You know, I've always been one that's spoken out against this militant shit, man. You know, actually, Great Millstone in general has been. And then they make fun of us saying that we're faith-based Israelites. Okay, we'll see. We'll see who wins out in the end. We'll see who wins out in the end. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord thy power had driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Lord thy power have scattered thee. So it's the Lord that is gonna assemble us and bring us back into our homeland and set us up as a nation once again, man. Okay, and gather us. Okay, Slack. Give me 1 second. Well, hey, the scriptures said, "Wait upon me," saith the Lord. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So that's what we're supposed to do, is just wait. Okay? For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. Okay? For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And the scriptures say that what? It is the spirit that quickeneth. Okay? It is the spirit that quickeneth. trying to remember that. Okay. I believe we went over this at camp. It might not have been last week. It might have been the week before. Mark 13 and 33. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants. And what are we supposed to be doing? Being watchmen unto the house of Israel. That's it. Okay, none of this other complicated nonsense, man. 100 guys dressed in black. Ridiculous, man. And to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping, or just got your head up your ass doing push-ups, right? Right? Or you're sitting there getting your eyes sprayed out. Wow. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch, because that's what we are. We're watchmen, man. Absolutely ridiculous. But with that, I hope you brothers were edified and informed. You know, I could keep going on this. Uh, but hey, this place is going to be is going to be destroyed through nuclear missiles, man. ICBM missiles, man. That's how it's going to be destroyed, not through us raising up armies and shit. You know, when you're in enemy territory, you're supposed to lay low. You're supposed to stay off their radar. Okay, guys are acting like you say, "Oh, we're ready for war." You ain't ready for war. You don't know the first thing about war. Okay, so till next time, shalom.